Hey everybody, it's Kim. I wanted to show you what I picked up. It is a 50-pound bag of carrots for $6.50. Now, in our area, these are known as deer carrots. Basically, the farmers put some of them into bags and sell them off in bulk that you could throw out in your field to bring deer in. But there's nothing wrong with them. They're actually very fresh. I know the guy who grows them. And I picked up this bag for next to nothing. So I'm going to take what I can. I can't carry it. I'm going to take some in a box and take them in the house, and I'm going to pressure can them so that we have them all winter. And I use a lot for my dogs. My dogs love carrots, so this will help them out as well. All right, I brought my carrots, well, some of them, into the house. They're currently soaking in a vinegar solution, and I'm going to, move them around and stuff like that. Then I'm going to peel them, cut the tips off, the two ends off, and then I'm going to wash them a second time before I chop them, and I'm going to raw pack them in my jars, and then I'll add warm water to it and then process them. I'm not going to add any salt to these because, again, I use these a lot for my dogs, and I put them in soups and things like that that already have salt in them. So I'm going to start working on getting these cleaned up, and I know it's going to take me a while to get. I could put 9 pints in my pressure cooker, so I'm going to get 9 pints sliced up before I move on to putting the water in and sealing them and all that good stuff. I'm getting close to being done with my carrots. As you can see, I have some left in here, and I have all the ones I've peeled so far. I'm saving all of the peelings because I'm going to be making a huge pot of soup stock. And I have some celery out in the garden that needs to get pulled. But sometimes when you get these bags, you're going to find some weird looking carrots. And of all of the carrots that I brought in so far, this is all I've got. It's really no big deal. I'm going to cut it here and count that as a separate carrot on each of these. This one will have to get sliced before I peel it, and this one will have to get pulled off. And sometimes you just get short little fat ones like that. But the first thing I always look for, because ours are in plastic bags around here, is that there's no signs of rot on any of the carrots. Usually it'll be against where it touches the bag. So first, no rot. Then I look for the least amount of weird carrots and as straight as possible. And you can see most of these are pretty straight so far. I mean, obviously I have quite a bit more to go, but the really weird ones you can use in soup stock as well. So I just want you to keep that in mind if you decide to look for these carrots. What did they come out to? 12.5 cents a pound, something like that for me. So that's a great deal in my area. A pound of carrots is going for like $1.28, I believe. So that's over $1 savings on getting these carrots, and they'll be ready for all winter. Some of them I can freeze. Some of them I can chop up for soup stock. I can do multiple things with them. Right, all my carrots are peeled. I've cut off the tops and the bottoms. I did not find any with really bad spots. So just so you don't think I'm some kind of superwoman, I'm going to soak these for a while in some vinegar water. And I'm going to go sit down and take a break because, as some of you know, I have a really bad back and my sciatica is starting to go down my left leg. After it calms down, I'm going to come back and I'm going to slice them and start putting them into jars. Right, I have my carrots packed into the jars. So just like, when we do an all canning, I'm going to add in my very hot water. It wasn't quite boiling because I want both temperatures to be very similar. So I want to leave 1 inch of headspace in my jars. So I fill it to within that headspace. I'm going to debubble it to see if I need any more water in here. And that's just to make sure that you get in between all of the vegetables. Now these are packed kind of tight. That's what the recipe, I'm using the Ball book. That's what it says to do. It says cut them into 1/4 inch slices or sticks or whatever. And pack them pretty tight. That one's pretty good. So I have 9 jars ready to go. I'm going to get those all ready, wipe the rims as usual, put my lids on, and then put them in my canner to start the processing. Getting my last jar ready to go in. If you wanted salt in here, you can add a half to 1 teaspoon of salt per jar. I'm not salting mine, as I mentioned earlier, because I'm going to either use them for my dogs or for soup or something like that, which would already be salted. So these are going to go in the canner. Looks like I need to make just a little bit of room for that last jar. All right. These are going in my canner. There you go. So my canner holds 9 jars. And I like to get them as level as possible. Now, I'm going to put the lid on this. Once it starts steaming out the little vent, then I steam it for 10 full minutes. Put my weight on it. In my area, it's 10 pounds. You'll have to look at your area. And then I'm going to process these once it starts jiggling at a steady pace for 25 minutes according to the ball book for pints of carrots. If you're doing quarts, you need to add 5 more minutes or do them for a half an hour. Now, the very important thing is once these are done, do not rush taking them out of the canner. You want to let that cool down completely on its own so that when you move the little rocker or the jiggler or your weight, that it does not have any steam coming out at all. I remove it then, and you can usually tell because the top of the lid starts cooling down. I wait another 5 minutes to let the pressure be totally equal, and then I can remove my jars. And once I get to that point, which will be probably 4, maybe even 5 hours from now, I will come back and show you the results. All right, my carrots are ready to come out of the canner. It took about an hour and a half for it to cool down. And you can still see they're bubbling in there. That's them pulling a vacuum. And I have my next batch of carrots ready to go. There are my 9 jars. It looks like so far all the lids are down, so it looks like they sealed. Now I've got the water boiling or getting very warm. You want about 140 degrees. And I'm going to be filling the water into my carrots. And that'll probably be all I get done today. 2 loads, because it does take, an hour and 2 hours to bring down the temperature on it. And it's dinner time and my back is sore. So maybe I'll do some more tomorrow. Anyway, there you go. My beautiful canned carrots. Let me know if you have any comments or questions and have a wonderful day.